Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 and another part of our Aston Martin Road to Glory career mode. Today we are back underway and looking to do the Japanese Grand Prix in the first Japanese Grand Prix since 2019. Once again, thank you for the wonderful support. I know the last two episodes in particular have been action-packed, drama right to the finish, and I know that you guys are enjoying it. Reading some of your comments, honestly, some really lovely things being said, and it does mean the world to me. I'm absolutely loving doing this series, and the response of you guys is just making that motivation so easy to find to switch on the game and get it going. So yeah, thank you for that, and hopefully, you know, you'll keep supporting, so make sure you leave a like. If you do enjoy, get involved down in the comment section. Let me know how your saves are going. I really am enjoying reading about Williams saves, Aston Martin saves. Lots of you've went with Aston Martin. Some of you've went with Mercedes. I really am enjoying that interactivity. And, you know, do keep that coming. And if you haven't already, do click that subscribe button so that you don't miss an episode every day at 5 PM UK time. So, without further ado, let's get ourselves immersed back into the game, immersed into the action, and ready to go for the Japanese Grand Prix. So, here we go. Obviously, last time out, it was an unbelievable race in Singapore. How can I actually have a look at the last circuits, I think? And then, if we go to the Singapore Grand Prix, previous race result, there you go. Second place for Sebastian Vettel. It was an intense final few laps. We were caught behind Perez for a little bit, managed to squeeze past him. Then we went past Sainz as well. And then we were caught behind Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton for a few laps. But on the last lap, we got past not one, but both of them to get up to second place, get our first podium of the series. It really was brilliant. Nico Hulkenberg had a very strong race as well, but couldn't get past that little train of cars at the end. Otherwise, he could have got some points in there as well. So, yeah, very, very happy with how that race went. Very, very exciting. This weekend, we have got the Japanese Grand Prix. Of course, we've got the softs, mediums, and hards as always. The mediums are looking pretty good for average lap time. Softs are pretty good as well. Expected strategies. Actually, we're looking at two-stop strategies across the board here. Soft, medium, soft, or soft, soft, medium, or medium, soft, soft. You know, that's going to be a bit of a decision. You could try a one-stop of soft medium, but that looks like it would be a little bit tricky, I think. Powertrain usage-wise, pretty much everybody has got penalties now. We're actually at the bottom of this list because we took a fresh engine with Nico Hulkenberg at Monza, and we took a fresh engine at Zandvoort with Vettel, but then he had a big smash-up which destroyed his power engine, so we had to get another one for Monza for him as well. So yeah, it's all going to be very interesting to see how we get on and what's going to happen going forward into season 2 and 3. But looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are too. So let's get going. So what have we got to expect? Not too much in this episode, actually. Just the race weekend. We've of course got a development point as well for Sebastian Vettel, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll up his adaptability, so he is up to now 79 on that. Nico Hulkenberg doesn't have one. He's pretty close to his next one. Should manage to get that. Felipe Drugovich, we will up his adaptability. Annoyingly, he hasn't got to 70 rated yet. What about staff-wise? Yes, Martin Werner has got a development point. Let's move that up to 73. Yeah, he should be pretty much going to the next level, you would have thought by now. Those two aren't getting it, but that's fine. Right then, so monthly car development report. That's all looking fine, I think. September 2022 financial report. Let's just double check that we are going to end up with some money by the end of the season. It does look that way. Our projected final balance is actually 57 million. Which is nice. So we might be able to push another development through. in terms of our facilities. Board confidence, a check-in. Very high confidence. Sebastian Vettel's contract ends soon in 3 months. I will attach their current contract, but now's the time to consider whether to try and renew their contract or find a replacement. Please see the link for Sebastian if you want to negotiate, or speak to our scouting department to research or offer a contract to a new driver instead. So can we now make a pre-contract agreement? I don't know. Let's go to Fernando. Propose a contract. Again, it's... Oh, has he resigned? Oh, hang on, that's Hulkenberg. Hang on. Buyout fee 600. Yeah, so we're still in a buyout phase. I just don't... I think that's what we want to do. I think we want to wait till the end of the season and offer him a deal. I mean, I don't try and right-click on it, but no. There's just not really anything that we can do with that. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to do it at the end of the season, and that'll have to be that. That's fine. So, yeah, we want to get Fernando Alonso. I think we all know that. He's still got some incredible stats. He's performing at a very high level. And it also goes along with that real-life sort of journey. Vettel's journey is coming to an end, but Alonso's journey at Aston Martin will be starting next season. We are exceeding expectations, of course, and here we are looking at the post-race overview. So you can see the success of Max Verstappen has furthered his lead. I can't remember exactly what he's gone up to now. So 344, so about 66 points. So he's not that far off being able to win the championship in his second championship. Just like in real life, he's sort of running away with it now. Charles Leclerc in second, Sainz in third. Everybody is talking about Aston Martin. We are exceeding our expectations in P7 in the constructors. Very, very good indeed. Right. Why don't we go and build another facility? Let's go and get that memorabilia room now that we've got ourselves a trophy. That would be rather nice. Helipad. Hospitality area, perhaps? Ooh, let's do the weather center, actually. Let's do the weather center. And we'll upgrade that a little bit. Tour center, if we were to do that, that would go up a little bit. I don't think that's worth it at this point. Staff facilities. Could get that up to 4. Team hub. I mean, that's not a bad one, is it? And it's fairly cheap. So let's go for a new team hub. That's fine. Right, what about the card? Race Simulator was the one that gets the driver's experience up the most. How much will it... It's 8 million to now upgrade that to a 5-star. Play Suspension Simulator, 10 million. This is the issue. For the actual car development, it is very, very expensive. Development speed. That would go up to 12%, which is interesting. It's a lot of money to spend, though. I don't think we've got that at the moment. Let's continue on then to the practice sessions. We've got the race preview. So Red Bull are 31 points ahead of Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship race prep. Okay, let's go straight to our performance targets. Let's guarantee a qualifying position of 15th. We're not going to reach Q3, I don't think. Race targets. Let's say both drivers will finish in the top 15. Let's do that. Because that is happening fairly regularly. Now, it's Operation Get Nico Hulkenberg into Q2 today. Let's have a little look at our last race in Japan. So Bottas actually won, Vettel second, Lewis Hamilton third. I believe Hamilton probably won the championship by that point. Albon fourth, Sainz fifth, Leclerc sixth, Gasly seventh, Perez eighth, Stroll ninth, and Danny Kvyat in the top 10 there. Lando Norris P11, Raikkonen 12th, Grosjean 13th, Giovinazzi 14th, Magnussen 15th, Russell 16th, and Kubica 17th. Max Verstappen retired from that Grand Prix. I'm not sure why we didn't have a full quota of drivers there. Who are we missing? Who are we missing there? That's Toro Rosso. We got Racing or Force. Would they have? No, I think they'd have been Racing Point by then. Who are we missing there? Am I going insane? Which team are we missing? So, you've got Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, McLaren, Alpine. The Renaults aren't there. So I don't know why the Renaults aren't there. Who knows? Maybe they both retired. Because obviously Hulkenberg would have been in that. But anyway, let's get into the Grand Prix and see what David Croft has to say.
Konnichiwa from the Suzuka circuit in Japan. This unique track is a favourite home for motorsports, and it welcomes us back this weekend. Get ready for exhilaration and speed with the Japanese Grand Prix. Drivers will battle it out this weekend on the snaking turns of Suzuka, the only figure-of-8 track in Formula One. High-speed downforce will be the name of the game here, if teams want to secure a place on that podium. This is it. We're down to the last few races of the season, and it's time for that final push. Who will be crowned champion at the end of it all? We'll find out soon enough. The competition is on.
Okay then, we are ready to rock and roll in this Grand Prix. Obviously, we have got ourselves practice to go through. I know a few of you want to see practice in the videos, but every video so far has been over an hour long. I don't particularly want to make them 2-hour specials every single time. If, you know, we're in a championship battle, maybe the first race of the season, we will do that. Special episodes, but, you know, just for your general one, I'll do practice 1. If I need to, I will do practice 2 and 3 as well, but generally we've nailed on the setup by the end of practice 1. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So I'll go ahead, do practice 1, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Now, I just thought I'd run you guys through the process once again. I know not everybody watches every video, and that's fine. What I do always is put the reserve driver in FP1 instead of Sebastian, because Sebastian's race engineer is able to give quicker feedback on car setup than Nico Hulkenberg's engineer. So I think it's important to have that driver affinity there. If I went for Hulkenberg, if I went for Drugovich in that car, I think it would be slower to set up that car, if you get me. I then just put in a random setup, so you can see we're staying pretty close to the middle, trying to get these white bars as close to the middle as I can. We always run on hards, 18 laps. Car setup for Hulkenberg, a little bit different, just switching it up a tiny bit. And then what I have been doing recently is putting old engines in the car for practice to make sure that we're not using our freshest rocket ship engine from Mercedes in wasted sessions, essentially. So you can see we're putting in the weakest engine, one that we're not going to be using in race conditions at all for the rest of the season. We go and do that, and then of course we see what we can do in practice. So I just thought I'd run you through that, a little tip as well of using the older engines. Just make sure when it gets to qualifying that you actually go back and change it up. I'll show you all of that when we do get to qualifying, but yeah, just thought I'd pop in and show you that. Well, this is interesting in practice. The rain has absolutely started coming down. So we're having to call our drivers in very, very soon into their sort of run. Hulkenberg's made it back to the pits. I was a little bit worried on the hard tyres that we might struggle to grip to the track, but both drivers have made it back safely. Now this will just be a case of switching to probably intermediate tyres, but let's just check the weather forecast. Yeah, I mean, maybe wet tyres, but we can cross that bridge when we get to it. But that does sort of ruin our little test session there, because, well, all we know is that the traction's good on that car. We don't know about Hulkenberg. Yeah, it's good on that car as well, so I just thought I'd pop in again. You're getting your little bit of practice here, but it is absolutely chucking it down out there. But yeah, hopefully we can see some good laps on intermediate tyres. Well, here we are at the end of practice 3 then. Nico Hulkenberg and Sebastian Vettel in 15th and 16th. And Hulkenberg actually ahead of Vettel. And I feel like that happened perhaps at the last Grand Prix. Hulkenberg went from 43 confidence percentage to 97 in P2. So I'm hoping that it's now 100. Although it is still 97. Vettel up to 90. That's not too bad. I know we are missing out on a couple of bonus points there, but that's, you know, not the worst thing in the world. Lots of people with engine penalties, so Perez, Gasly, Magnussen and Zhou Guanyu are 4 names that we might not see towards the front of the grid. I mean, if you look at that, that is incredibly close. But that's the problem. Was to do that, it would then ever so slightly move that one. No, I think we keep it how it is. We got 3 new sets of soft tyres, that's fine. And of course we need to go and change our engine parts. So we're going to put the freshest engine possible back in. And that will allow us to perform as well as we can on track. You know, if we were 15th and 16th with terrible engines, there's a decent chance we might be able to go out there and do something. I mean, we can clearly see where Vettel's setup is going to take him. This is the slight issue with it. We can do that and then that. That is going to be a slightly better setup, I think. Might not be absolutely spot on, but well, shall we try and make it spot on? Oh, hang on. No, revert. Revert! So, it's this one here. That's pretty good. That is about as good as we're going to get, I think. Setup-wise. Okay. Car parts are sorted for Vettel. Should we sort them for Nico? Nope. Good job I checked, because I was about to just plough on regardless. And Nico may well have been a long way off there. Yeah, those components are pretty dead now. But there we go. And we're now ready. Let's head into qualifying. Off we go. Exciting times.
Radio check.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, it's green now.
Go on, Nico. You go and get yourself a flying lap. push it on a little bit, and then Seb can go out. Just so that they're not suffering the same issues in terms of traffic or anything like that. We will run on board with Nico. Now, can we get past Gasly easily? I don't know. Come on, Gasly, get over to the side of the track. There he goes. I think we're okay there. That wasn't too bad. See what Vettel produces. So 31.6 from Hulkenberg, who now should have a pretty clear run. See what Vettel manages. Still a little bit off yet. Keep an eye on Nico Hulkenberg. Come on, son. A 32.0. Has Vettel come across? Oh, Vettel has come across traffic. Oh, well. So this should be a Nico Hulkenberg lap. Or a better Nico Hulkenberg lap than Vettel. So here he comes round the final couple of corners. Nico Hulkenberg up to the line. It's going to be in the 28s. 29s. 29.8. Let's have a look in the middle sector. So 38.2 from Hulkenberg. What about Vettel? He's coming through now. 38.3. So actually Hulkenberg perhaps a little bit quicker than Vettel this weekend. On the evidence of practice 3 in that middle sector there. What about the final sector? So it was 19.9. What about for Sebastian Vettel? He comes up to the line, and it is a 19.8. So Vettel, a 130.2 for him. Obviously can do a lot better than that when we're not in traffic. And remember, Hulkenberg also had traffic. So I think we might go out there on the used softs. Send Vettel out there first. And then Hulkenberg. And hopefully we'll be able to put in a more representative time for both drivers here. And maybe hold up a few others. As Vettel is, you know, a second ahead of Latifi. I mean, Latifi must have had an awful lap. Albon's going through now, but let's keep an eye on Sebastian as he starts his flying lap. Is he going to be able to improve on those used soft tyres? Hulkenberg starting his. People have just ended their lap and Vettel's now going to be screwed over. Yeah. Get out the way, Max. Get out the way. What is he doing? Oh, this is so frustrating. I hate traffic on this game. That does improve, luckily, but yellow flag out there now, and we are 9th and 10th as it stands. Alright, new set of boots. Same for Hulkenberg. And then we need to get out there when there's very little traffic. One thing I do wish you could do is pick your position where your camera is on the screen. Right. Send Hulkenberg out now. And then Vettel. So we're in between the Williams cars. I think Hulkenberg should be ahead of one of the Williams. Not quite. But hopefully he'll be able to get past him. But I am a bit worried that the Williams is going to be a hindrance on our lap. But it is what it is. keep an eye on Hulkenberg's lap time. So here he comes. Let's keep an eye on sectors from other people. This could be our best chance yet to get through. Who knew traffic would be such an issue here in Japan? Here we go then. Nico Hulkenberg begins his flying lap. We've got some green sector times from Magnussen, Norris, Zhou, Bottas. Is Hulkenberg going to be devastated again? As we throw ourselves into the first corner. Verstappen puts in a purple first sector. Perez only green there. Everybody seems to be improving, but there are yellow flags. But luckily they clear up. They were in sector 2.
Oh, they've run wide.
And that was Pierre Gasly. So Hulkenberg comes through the first sector. Very marginally off what he did the first time round. Vettel comes through. That's marginally better than what he did last time round. As I say, Latifi's going to be a bit of an issue. Is Vettel coming into the same issue with Albon? Doesn't look like it. Hulkenberg now down to 13th. Zhou goes above him. Alonso and Ocon are surely going to go above him as well. Alonso goes up to 4th. What a lap from him. Ocon is going to be next up to the line. He's gone green in the first 2 sectors. Vettel could be in trouble as well here. That was decent. A green middle sector from Hulkenberg. Can he improve in the final sector? Maybe with a little bit of a tow from Latifi in front. He comes up to the line. It's a 29.7, which isn't enough to get through. He's now out. Vettel goes through into 15th. Mick Schumacher's the only one that can put Vettel out, and doesn't. So Schumacher will be starting behind Nico Hulkenberg. Now, how close was all of this? Hulkenberg 2/10 off his teammate Vettel, but yeah, not the best performance, but you have to say traffic definitely played its part in that session, and Hulkenberg again doesn't get through. Now then, Sebastian Vettel. Let's see what he can produce in session 2. I think a used set to start off qualifying with.
Radio check.
I'm actually going to
Yeah, loud and clear.
let a lot of the competitors put their first lap time in. Before we get out there. Because of the traffic situation. Now, can we see status? There we go, status. So, there's a few on an out lap, a few on an in lap. Okay. So wait until most of them are on a flying lap and then get out there. This should be perfect for Vettel. He should just about have enough time to get back in. And now, annoyingly, those two have just passed. But we'll be okay. We are through. We are past them. Right, let's have a look then. So, what sort of time are we going to need? So, a 129.8 is Kevin Magnussen. Vettel, of course, did a 129.5 in the last session, so let's see what he can do here. Yep, marginally better first sector than what he produced last time. This is obviously going to be a green lap, but how far up can we get? Perhaps we can get up to around about 6th if we put in the perfect lap with Sebastian. Obviously no traffic. And then this Red Bull. Is that Red Bull going to stay out of the way? Just about, but not perfect for Vettel. And here he comes round the final corner. low 29s, please. 129.6, which does put in 10th. That's not bad. Now we need to get him back round into the pits. And very quickly stick a new set of tyres on him. And get him straight back out there. So into the pits he goes, reconfigure, brand new set of boots. As soon as that is done, get him out there, here we go. So, this time, definitely no traffic to worry about. We'll get him round onto his lap. And then we'll run on board with him. It's about to come round 130R. Don't dawdle too much, Vettel. No, he should be alright. He's very much leaving it to the last moment. Here we go. Sebastian Vettel starts his final qualifying time. Somebody has locked up. So there's a yellow flag in sector 2.
Car in the wall.
And it's a competitor crash. Now, is that going to ruin everybody's
Checkered flag is now out.
time? I'm not sure.
That's a crash.
That's Hamilton. Let's
take
watch a replay
closer
of that and just
Now
see
watch
what
this.
happened and
There
where it is.
Hamilton involved in
So this
one.
is up towards the first hairpin. It's a big lock
They've
up for
lost
Hamilton,
control,
and
and
surely
there's
he's
the
out.
crash.
Surely he's out. That's a huge incident into the tyres.
The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly.
But it's not. It's not a red flag. Well, Hamilton definitely out. There are yellow flags. And I don't think Vettel's going to improve. Magnussen does, though. That's a big shame, because... Well... Yeah, there's... nothing we could do about that. This is going to be a very slow middle sector. But at the very least, I think Vettel should finish 12th, unless Ocon can come through and improve by enough, but he shouldn't do with yellow flags and all of that. Just come across the line, but Vettel's not going to improve, so let's come into the pits. And save the tyres. So P12 for Sebastian Vettel. Not so bad. And only one position lower than where he was in Singapore. So we'll definitely settle for that. He didn't put in his best time in Q2. Had he improved on that, he would have definitely been in the top 10 shootout. But above him, you've got Kevin Magnussen, Zhou Guanyu, and Sergio Perez, all with penalties. Perhaps Lewis Hamilton might need to do something after that crash. So Vettel will be starting in the top 10. There's no doubt about that. So let's get ourselves into
Here
the
we are,
race.
folks, we're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
Aston Martin did a good job during qualifying, and they're pretty much where everyone expected them to be on the grid. Now, it's up to them to defy expectations during the race itself. We saw a good effort from Alfa Romeo during qualifying. They'll be looking to improve further on their decent grid position. And the weather is sunny here today, apart from a few clouds. Let's hope they remain scattered on the horizon.
But now it's time for the team's cunning to emerge and for the driver's talent to shine. Let's see what's in store for us at the Japanese Grand Prix.
Okay, we are ready to rock and roll then for race day. Excited. Hopefully we can get a good performance today. Sebastian Vettel is going to be starting in 9th position. Hulkenberg starting in 13th. So I think my suspicions might have been right in that Hamilton may have had to have some work done. Let's have a little look at that soft medium run. Yeah, that's not what you want. Soft medium soft looks good, and I think we can attack a little bit with that. Particularly towards the end of the race. If we attack at the start, drag it down a lap, attack in the middle, and then really attack towards the end of the Grand Prix. I think that's good. Yeah, let's eke out that middle stint. Give us a little bit more tyre life. Because we can always come in if or change the strategy if we feel we need to. Now, with Hulkenberg, I am tempted to do something that little bit different. So we will go medium tyres to start. We'll then go softs and softs again, I think. If Hulkenberg is doing really well, then we'll simply move him on to a one-stopper. On the hards, potentially. Yeah, let's assume we're attacking. Yeah, that looks good. Honestly, that does look good. Perfect. Yeah, so come in lap 23. And see how you do, Nico. Starting on those medium tyres. And the estimated time, interestingly, is exactly the same for both of them. So, let's get ourselves into the Japanese Grand Prix. Here we go.
Now we should have good weather for the race, and that will be welcome news for the teams. And there's Sebastian Vettel. A top 10 position today, but will they be able to capitalise on it? There's the second Aston Martin. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. The teams are ready to go. Get ready. It's the Japanese Grand Prix.
Here we go then.
And it's lights out.
Lights out, away we go. Sebastian Vettel moves up to P8 straight away here. Having a little look into turn 1.
That's it.
As Hamilton goes down the inside.
Currently P9. P9.
Ah, we didn't. That's annoying. Right, let's pause it and make sure that we can do all of those. That's fine, that's fine. Right, let's go. Back on board. That's annoying because I bet you we would have had a slightly better start had we done that. And straight away, Vettel looking to make a move on Lewis Hamilton. As Nico Hulkenberg makes it up to P12 ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. Very, very good. Let's have a look at the tyres. So everybody has gone soft except Nico Hulkenberg as Vettel goes down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. Very, very good. Up to 8th place now, but both McLarens very, very well qualified so far. Definitely know that we've got the race pace over them unless they've had a big upgrade this weekend. Can Vettel
Looks like Aston Martin
have a little look into Spoon? No, he can't. He's just going to keep behind Daniel Ricciardo here. Ricciardo pulls to the inside. Vettel now using a little bit of overtake. Perhaps is going to go around the outside of 130R. Let's hop on to the outdoor camera. Here we go, around 130R, side by side. That was huge, but Vettel is through. And Vettel down the inside now. And he makes the move stick. So Vettel. Oh, and that's a spin for Ocon. Hulkenberg up to 10th. Very, very good. And it's a VSC. VSC. Let's get ourselves... Well, you know what? I'm going to go standard because we know the gaps go a little bit dodgy under a VSC.
Was that a crash? Multiple
So that's what we're going to do. Let's have a little look at this. So there was a crash.
Okay, so there we have the Alpine.
Oh, it was the other Alpine. So we had Ocon.
And there's
Oh,
the
no,
hit,
no.
And it's
So
Crystal
Ocon,
clear who was in the wrong there.
the AI just sort of had a little bit of a meltdown there. Luckily, it was just before the pits.
We just need to push now.
Yeah.
But we can harvest our energy and get that ready. But yeah, to keep the gaps consistent, I don't think we want to conserve. But Hulkenberg up to P10 now. Top job. Very good. And you know what? To try and get him a little bit closer to Hamilton, I'm going to try and cheat the system a
Do what you
bit
can.
and see if
Yes.
that will bring him towards Lewis. I don't know if it will, but we'll see. Well, little bits, but gaps are staying reasonably consistent here. But what a start to the Grand Prix. Vettel up in 7th. Oh, we've got a change here. Let's go overtake. Let's go push. We attack. I'm gonna overtake with Hulkenberg as well. So here we go. Back into the action. This can go green at any time, remember. So here we go, green conditions. We are underway once again in this Japanese Grand Prix.
Virtual safety car ending.
Now, can Nico Hulkenberg make any more gains? Not at the moment, but Vettel right behind Lando Norris. He'll be looking to make a move here. Well, it looks like we could have a fair few incidents here in Japan if qualifying and lap 1 are anything to go by. Now, did they go onto the hards? They did. Are they going to try and take those all the way to the end of the Grand Prix? That'll be interesting if they did that. As Hulkenberg gets within a second of Hamilton. Now, will Vettel have a little look down the inside of Norris here? He's just weaving around a little bit, feeling for the grip. Doesn't have a go just yet, but this could be a chance on the run down to Spoon. He tucks out of the rear wing of Lando, but doesn't quite have a go just yet. It could be another 130R special for Sebastian Vettel. Here we go. Norris pulls to the inside. Vettel going round the outside. Once again, this could be another very, very close move. Round the outside of 130R. There he goes. So he's going to have the inside line, though, as they come into the chicane. And Vettel is going to be through. Is he? Not quite yet. But that'll do. That'll do nicely. So Vettel through now into P6. The second consecutive race that he is having an absolute flyer at the start of this Grand Prix, as Hulkenberg has managed to get past Lewis Hamilton into turn 1. Very impressive there from him.
You're doing a good job.
And remember, Hulkenberg, the only driver to start on the medium tyres. So he'll be a good benchmark, not only for us, but for everybody else, to work out whether medium tyres are the ones to be on. Meanwhile, Sergio Perez has managed to put in the fastest lap of the race on those hard tyres. So that's very, very interesting. Now Vettel, is he going to have a look at Fernando Alonso? We'll see. Valtteri Bottas is looking vulnerable in P4. As Hulkenberg now closing in on Daniel Ricciardo. I think we will be going down to aggressive, perhaps next lap, once things start settling down a little bit. But Vettel again is perhaps going to have a little look here as Alonso's eyeing up Bottas around the outside of 130R. Maybe Vettel's going to have a look down the inside of 130R this time of Fernando Alonso. And it's going to be last of the late breakers. And, well, Alonso's keeping it in there, but I think Vettel is going to be through here. And he is through, so Vettel up to P5.
We need a charge.
His ERS tank is empty, which is a pity for Vettel. We're actually going to harvest in the first bit of this lap. Very, very good. Let's hop on board with Hulkenberg. Yep, he's doing a good job as well. Right, let's head down to aggressive. We're going to keep pushing on the fuel. That's absolutely fine. But Hulkenberg can slot into this DRS train. Vettel still battling with Valtteri Bottas. Alonso, by the way, has dropped 1.7 seconds off the pace. So he's had to back out of it at some point. Go back to neutral now. Let's see if Vettel can make the move on Valtteri. Not just yet. I mean, the top three, they're going to be a long way away today. There's going to be no chance of, unless there's late safety car drama like in Singapore, there's not going to be any chance for us to get them. But this could be a nice little chance on Valtteri Bottas. I don't think we'll need the overtake button. We were closing in, but now not quite. Is he going to go down the inside? I mean, we will get DRS, so should be able to have a go into turn one. Let's have a little look as we fly around the final corner. DRS wide open, and Sebastian Vettel is going to be through on Valtteri Bottas. Right, let's drop that down to aggressive now.
Back off.
And see if we can push forward. Get out of the 1 second window of Bottas, as Norris has made it past Alonso now. This ain't half bad what we're managing right now. So let's zoom it forward slightly. That'll close in on being more than a second ahead of Bottas, but might struggle to defend here.
Yellow exit of 6. Yellow exit of 6.
Still fine. Yuki Tsunoda has spun. Hulkenberg just staying in the action at the moment. That's exactly what we want him to do. See Hamilton behind, Russell behind. We expect them to be pacier. Right, let's drop that down to balance now. We'll do the same with Hulkenberg.
Okay, lift and coast. Copy.
We'll see if we can keep going and stay ahead of Bottas. That's the plan. My worry is that Bottas is going to manage to make the move on the DRS straight. So here comes Vettel again. Is Bottas going to manage to make the move this time? He's having a little look. And he is through. But Vettel's still there on the inside. This is very, very good. Can he hold it through the S's? He might be able to, you know, still side by side, unbelievably. But Vettel stays ahead. Very good. Very, very good.
Currently P4.
Perfect. Now then. Bottas does manage to get back ahead.
Looks like that was a position
But
gain.
Vettel will have DRS.
Alfa Romeo.
And Vettel gets back past. So it's going to be one of them where it's a yo-yo effect.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a...
But at the moment, I think we're in a good position. You know, I think swapping positions with Bottas every lap isn't the worst thing in the world. as long as it doesn't bring Norris and Alonso back into play. Hulkenberg's in that battle as well. Hulkenberg managing to stay with them
A position
and look
gained
after
for
his
Alfa
tyres.
Romeo.
So I think we could be in another strong point scoring position today. This is very, very good. Vettel.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
Let's see how his tyres are compared to Bottas. Exactly the same as Bottas's. Obviously, Hulkenberg has the best tyres at the moment. Somebody's gone wide in Sector 1. I think it was Schumacher.
Sounds like someone's gone wide
Yep.
there.
Now, Vettel and Bottas are 2.5 ahead of Fernando Alonso. And what I want with Nico Hulkenberg, as soon as these guys come into the pits, consistent quick laps. That's going to be the key. We're going to put Hulkenberg down onto standard now. And Vettel actually has entered the pit window. Now I think Vettel has plenty enough in terms of tyres to eke that out a couple more laps.
Alfa Romeo just moved up a place.
And I think that's going to be worth it. If other people are coming into the pits, that suits us. Vettel's still side by side with Bottas. This is pretty ridiculous now. But Bottas finally through. What we want now from Vettel is to just... Oh, and that's a McLaren in the wall. I think that's Daniel Ricciardo.
Car in the wall.
Now, is he out?
Copy.
I don't think
We've
so.
just had a crash
I
on
think
the
he's
track.
okay. But he has dropped off the group. Now, can Vettel stay with Bottas despite harvesting? He can get into the DRS zone, which he will do. Then yes, he should stay ahead. Or stay with. Which will in turn mean ahead when we get to the pit stops. Get rid of me for a bit. This is an exciting part of the Grand Prix. And I'm intrigued. Are a few of the drivers going to go for hards? Because I'm looking at Russell and Hamilton. They haven't been using their tyres as much as some of the other guys out there. Yeah, Vettel doing a good job. Staying well within DRS range of Bottas. Now Hulkenberg up to P8, of course. He's just about dropping out of the 1 second window, so we're gonna now go aggressive. Try and get back into it, but it's not going to happen, and that means Hamilton might well get past here. And possibly Russell as well. But no, Hulkenberg defends valiantly there. That was good. And them two are side by side. That'll meanwhile still following Valtteri Bottas. Now, in theory, next lap would be the optimal lap. That is our planned lap. Where do we think we'd come out at this point? We'd probably come out behind Perez in front of Albon. That's what I was imagining. But I wonder if we could push it a little bit further this stint. Then could we be in with a really good shot? I think Bottas might have come in. I think Bottas is in. Right now. Now it's push time. Go neutral. We're going to say ignore.
So we just need to push now. The tyres are happy to push.
Copy.
Hulkenberg has been passed by Hamilton, but now Hulkenberg, I think, needs to push as well. And he needs to put in those fast, consistent laps.
Yeah.
So, Vettel, plenty of ERS available. A 34.7 last time round. Now, Bottas has gone on to another set of softs, so he's going to be a little bit quicker at this phase of the race. What have other people done? So, Hamilton's gone on to the medium. Most people that are pitting are going on to the soft tyres. So, that's interesting. Now, what's Vettel going to manage on his lap here? A 33.4 for Sebastian Vettel. What's it going to be? Well, obviously, Bottas, we're not going to know this lap. But Hulkenberg has now cruised up to the back of this little group again. That'll comes through. 33.999. Hulkenberg a 34.1. Now Hulkenberg comes out behind Max Verstappen. Deja vu much here. This is good. So, let's just pause it a second. Bottas a 34.4. So Vettel is doing better times. And I think Vettel is going to come in this lap. So let's pit. We're going on to the mediums. We want a bit of a shorter lap, really. Going to go on to balanced. Now Hulkenberg. Let's see how he's getting on. He's not quite in his pit window just yet. Around about 3 laps off coming into the pits himself. So, yeah, let's attack the tyres.
We're good to push straight away.
Yeah.
And see how he can get on. Vettel now. Where's Bottas? 36.4 on his last lap. So he is losing a little bit of time to us. And I think we are going to come out behind Perez here. But I don't think we're going to come out behind Valtteri Bottas. Let's get harvesting. Ah, damn it.
Save fuel.
Damn it.
Yep.
That was meant to be Vettel.
Pit lane.
Well, Vettel's in.
Yeah, copy.
Let's see what he can do. Hulkenberg takes over second place in this Grand Prix. Well, some yellow flags in Sector 2. Not sure what's happened there.
Sounds like
Bottas
someone's
coming
locked
around the
up.
final corner now. And Vettel is away. And a decent amount in front of Valtteri Bottas. That is exactly what we want to see. Very good. And Fernando Alonso has even come out in front. Now, yep, this is good. Where's our strategy view? Why is Vettel's strategy gone? Where's our old strategy gone? Well, anyway, Vettel is going to be coming in probably around about lap 40. About lap 40. That seems fine. I think because we pushed it towards the end of the pit window, they thought we've gone ad hoc, but not the case. Just double checking the weather. Yeah, weather looks fine. For now. So, how's Hulkenberg doing? He's still attacking. out there. 33.9 on his last lap. Which is better than most, to be fair. Better than Alonso, who he was battling. So, and remember, Hulkenberg is going to be going on to the soft tyre for his final 2 stints. But we could one-stop Hulkenberg at this point. The hard tyre looks fast, it looks consistent. Perez still on it. Worth thinking about. Why go through the extra 20 seconds of a pit stop? Now somebody's ran wide in sector 1.
Oh, did someone
It was
run
George
wide
Russell,
there?
who again is another person that was battling. Oh, Vettel's locked up! And Vettel could be out here! Well.
They've crashed
I
out.
think Vettel's out, is he? Is Vettel out
Here's
here?
the replay. So this was the Aston Martin. Oh dear, dear,
big
dear.
lock-up.
That's far wider than they would have wanted.
Now, is he okay?
And the team had such high hopes today. What a shame.
I mean, that is a big shame. Well, he comes back out. Let's have a look at the car. How's the car looking? Realistically, I mean, we've got minor chassis damage. We might be able to do this. But, yeah, I think Vettel's going to have to come in and change onto the hard tyre. I mean, he could go on to another set of mediums to the end of the Grand Prix, could he? If we went standard? I don't know. No, let's go hard, because hards aren't actually that much worse, are they? Let's get ourselves a new front wing. That's a disaster for Sebastian Vettel.
Left box.
Now, I assumed there would be a safety car, but it hasn't been the case. But I suppose we can use Sebastian Vettel as a benchmark. On the hard tyres.
Pit lane.
So in comes Sebastian Vettel.
Copy.
Now, Vettel does have
Pit limiter, just a reminder
the
on pit
pace
limiter.
to get back up there, but we'll need a safety car to help out. But that's the first big mistake he's made in quite some time. Now, let's see what sort of pace Sebastian Vettel can put in on these. Going to be tough to tell. I think we're only going to have to go aggressive.
Drop back a bit.
Copy.
Hulkenberg's obviously going to go on one more lap, at the very least.
Stop lifting coast.
Yeah.
24-1 for him. So let's see what we can do here. So if we were to pit this lap, where are we going to come out? Back in 13th, apparently. Is, of course, on the medium tyres. We could... How many laps are we looking at here? So another 29 laps. is what we're looking at. What sector times is he doing? Pretty comparable to Hulkenberg. You know what? I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk the one stop with Hulkenberg. Because I think that's surely going to be quicker for us. Yeah. So he's going to come in this lap.
That's it.
So what sort of time is Vettel going to put in here? 34.3, which, considering he was in a little
Looks
bit
like
of
Aston
traffic,
Martin
is not
have
bad.
just gained a race position.
Is that what we're going to do? I think so. I think so. Here we go then. Nico Hulkenberg into the pit lane. He's going to swap onto the hard tyres and take them to the end of the Grand Prix. Put out that second stop. Vettel is locked up. Vettel's surely out this time. Safety car deployed. Now, is Hulkenberg going to get out ahead of these guys? Yes,
There's
he
been a
is.
crash.
Look at this.
Sounds like a single car.
Vettel is all out. But what he has done is he's helped his teammate, Nico Hulkenberg, again. This is going to start looking like a fix now. But, yeah, Vettel is out. We didn't get a look at his replay.
We need to retire the car.
But that is another big smash up for Sebastian Vettel this season.
Yeah, take it easy.
Copy that.
And that is a big shame, really. A real big shame.
Energy's
Yeah,
good.
I mean,
Copy.
we've come out ahead of Fernando Alonso, ahead of Bottas. We think people are going to be pitting. But I don't know. Let's pick up the leader. Max Verstappen, is he going to come into the pits and change his strategy now that the safety car is out? No. What about Charles? He's on soft tyres. Could be a cheap pit stop for him. No. What about Perez? He's switched on to the hards early on. Nope, he's still going. Sainz still going as well. Hulkenberg, of course, is 5th. Well, I mean, this could be another Zandvoort that we're looking at here. But that is a huge incident for Sebastian Vettel. And a shame, really, that he's now out of this Grand Prix. So we'll move me over there. We'll keep us on the screen for the rest of this race. But it's an opportunity for Hulkenberg to get some big points, because we don't need to come into the pits again. We've got this safety car period to get everything back to how it should be. And yeah, looking forward to see how the rest of this race pans out. You know, of course, we're on the hard tyre. We're in the opposite position to what we were doing last year. We were the hunters. We are now very much going to be the hunted. But safety car brings us all together. And as long as Hulkenberg doesn't, you know, make any big mistakes like Sebastian Vettel, then I don't see any reason why he can't finish where he is right now in P5 or even improve on that. We could even have a first Nico Hulkenberg podium if we're lucky. But here we go. Safety car is ending now.
Copy.
We are going to attack at the start of this period
Yeah.
and overtake. So let's hop on board with Nico
Copy.
and see what we can do here. We've got the freshest tyres in the field. I'm really surprised nobody came in
Make sure
and
you get a
risked
good restart.
a safety car pit stop, because it was cheap. Nobody went for it. And now Nico Hulkenberg floors the accelerator, and we are back underway once again in the Japanese Grand Prix. And he was about to overtake Sainz there, but nearly before the start-finish line. And Nico Hulkenberg chasing Carlos Sainz.
This is good. Come on.
And what can we produce here? Can Nico Hulkenberg produce the goods? We're going to go aggressive, just so that we're not risking as much a lockup. I think once people have come into the pits, we will just go standard and try and nurse it home. But here we go, Nico Hulkenberg. I thought he was maybe going to have a little look down the inside there and zoom it forward towards 130R. Definitely got more pace at this stage on our fresh tyres. So here he goes up towards 130R with almost a full battery. And here he goes swinging round. He's not going to make a move this time. But we've got Max Verstappen leading the race once again. Charles Leclerc is second, Perez third, Sainz fourth, with Hulkenberg in fifth, Alonso sixth, Bottas seventh, Russell 8th, Norris 9th and Gasly 10th, Lewis Hamilton P11 as it stands, Danny Rick in 12th with Zhou Guan Yu in 13th, Magnussen 14th, Tsunoda, Ocon, Albon, Latifi and Schumacher round out the grid. This is going to be a very, very interesting end to this race. We've still got 25 laps to go. It might be a bit tight with these tyres, to be brutally honest with you, because they're taking a good couple of percentage a lap. So, you know, we are going to end the race on very old tyres. But we will have gained, at the very least, that pit stop. Hopefully. Or even if we wanted to, we could absolutely attack with these tyres. You know, the whole point of this strategy was when we were predicted to go down to 13th. We're now in a better position than where we were before. You know, we could well convert back to our old strategy and go softs when everybody else does and try and hold on to it that way, but we'll just have to see how things go pace-wise. Sergio Perez certainly seems to have kept his tyres within the desired range. We're staying on overtake for now.
DRS is enabled.
I'm going to hop back down to neutral because DRS is enabled this lap. We should hopefully be able to stay within range of Carlos Sainz. Meanwhile, we are 0.8 of a second ahead of Fernando. As Nicholas Latifi comes into the pits. And, you know, I am wondering, are some people going to try and stretch those mediums to the end? Be a very bold strategy, but a possible one. Okay, let's zoom it forward, otherwise we're going to end up with the longest episode of the series so far. This is unbelievable, isn't it? Hulkenberg in a really, really strong position. We got battling going on up ahead again with Leclerc and Perez as well. And here we go, we are going to have DRS. Carlos Sainz is as well, I think. Oh, is he? No, he's not. So here goes Nico Hulkenberg on Carlos Sainz. Beautiful DRS manoeuvre there.
Keep doing what you're doing.
And now can we stick within a second of these two?
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
Desperately trying to. They are battling, and that will surely help us out as they go battling into the Degners. There we go. I mean, Signs could well have a little go as well. No such thing. Do we deploy a little bit of DRS here?
Defend.
Copy
Just
that.
to catch up to these guys. Through 135, 130R and the likes. So here we go. Up towards 130R. With the deployment. Just really hoping that we sneak into the 1 second window. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. I think that's the DRS detection zone. Maybe not, maybe that's it. But even so, I think we are more than a second behind. There's Carlos Sainz. Okay. Right, let's zoom it forward. See how we can get on here. No need to make any sort of decision yet on strategy. Yellow flags again. I think that was Mick Schumacher.
I think there's been a lockup.
Yeah, Schumacher's locked up once again. And Carlos Sainz has come into the pits. So, let's just have a look. What tyres have they now gone on to? Surely mediums again. They're not going to manage to get softs. Yeah, so Sainz has gone mediums. So he's now a pit stop behind us. It does feel like we should just stay out there. You look how far back on track Sainz is. 20 laps to go. Is he gonna, you know, is he gonna pass us? Is he gonna catch and pass us realistically? I don't know. I think our friend the last lapinator. Let's have a look. So 133.3. We'll keep an eye on Carlos Sainz's next lap. So 33.1. Sainz coming around now with Leclerc. 32.3. So about 8 tenths quicker. As Alonso gets past Hulkenberg. That's not really an issue at this point. If Alonso can drag us along, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, Perez on 39% tyres. I don't think Perez can make it to the end of the Grand Prix.
Just gained a race position.
So we'll keep an eye on that. Right, now last lap. Again, signs of 32.3, 32.8. Who's crashed? Who's crashed? Is there going to be a safety car? So we need to call them in now if there has been.
Had a crash.
No. I don't think so. Let's have a look at Tsunoda's crash then.
Now look at this. It was the Alpha Tauri driver involved.
And it's this corner again. It's such a tough corner to break into. But yeah, it wasn't too bad a crash there. So Hulkenberg 32.3. What Sainz going to produce this time? I mean, Sainz will have perhaps had to slow for that. Not sure. Yeah, we're chipping away at the laps. Sainz comes through. 32.2, so not making up the time that you would have maybe imagined. And as I say, I think all of these guys have to pit. Let's have a look at this lap. So Hulkenberg. What's that going to be? A 33.0. As we do have a big gaggle of cars into the pit lane. Sainz a 32.1, so 9 tenths that time. Hulkenberg is going to end up leading this Grand Prix, you feel. Unless Perez does take those tyres all the way. What about Gasly? Gasly's on fairly fresh mediums. Maybe he could take them to the end. But I really don't know. I think Verstappen is the best place. No, he's ran a little wide. But he's okay. He's still in front.
Look at that! They've run wide.
That could have been a
We
big
can take a
disaster.
look
Let's
now.
have a look at this. Let's
have a
just
look here. This
keep an
was
eye
the
on it. He
Aston
does just run wide into
They're
the
way
gravel.
off the racing line there.
But
That
luckily
is
he's okay. I think we're going to go standard. I don't think there's any real advantage in pushing. And that might mean Gasly gets past. It might mean Verstappen gets past. Heck, it might mean Sainz gets past. But hopefully what it should mean is that we're going to get to the end of this race safely in the points, because I don't think, you know, the likes of Bottas and Zhou are going to catch us. I really don't believe that, because there's Sainz. We're already past Spoon. Bottas isn't even up to the first hairpin yet. So let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep those tyres in good nick. Let's keep our pace in good nick. Gasly's going to overtake us for second place in this Grand Prix. Right, let's go on to interval now. So we're about 3.5 ahead of Verstappen. Sainz, meanwhile, is stuck behind George Russell. That's going to help. Now, can Hulkenberg stay within DRS range? It looks like he is in DRS range. Very good. And Max Verstappen is going to be retaking the lead of this Grand Prix very, very shortly. But Hulkenberg in a nice position here. Still chasing Pierre Gasly. And Perez still out there. Still performing. 28% tyres. Perez is going to be in puncture trouble very soon if he doesn't come into the pits. I don't really get the motivation of him staying out there, other than trying to win the race. As Hulkenberg now, let's hop on board with him. As Max Verstappen right behind now. And we have dropped off the back of Pierre Gasly. Pace has dropped off slightly. And there goes Max Verstappen. But because we've got our engine mode on full, Max Verstappen doesn't manage to stay ahead. We'll pop it into charge mode. And I think try and keep some ARS to defend on that straight with, if needs be, come the final couple of laps. I think I've decided now Hulkenberg is staying out there till the end of the race. Now, Gasly, you would imagine, will come in. Will come into the pits. How many stops has he done? I assume just one, yeah. Perez, of course, has just done one. And our pace isn't too dissimilar to Sergio Perez's pace, which I find a great comfort in. It means his tyres are consistent. Now, Carlos Sainz about a second quicker than that. Russell even quicker than that. We are, you know, one of the slowest on the grid right now. But we are staying ahead of Max Verstappen, and there he goes round the outside. Nearly a little bit of contact there, but this should give us DRS, which would be quite nice. Nope, no DRS this time, but at least a little slipstream.
Red Bull moved up.
So 33.8 plays a 31.4 from Carlos Sainz this time. Wow. Leclerc probably will catch and maybe pass us. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. Let's have a look at the interval. So within 9 seconds now. I think, again, once that gets to 6, that's where we up the aggression slightly, because we are harvesting currently. So I've got pretty much a full tank now. There's no need to keep harvesting. Try and keep that pace a little bit better. So 6.6 at the start of this lap. But we're running out of laps here, and remember, Leclerc would have to pass us as well. Not only is he trying to catch us, he's trying to pass us as well. Perez is in the pits. Perez is in the pits. Hulkenberg back past Perez. So Hulkenberg back in the podium spots. Now, Pierre Gasly, what are his tyres like? They might make it, you know. So Gasly is in with a chance of winning this Grand Prix. Pierre Gasly is in with a chance of winning his second Grand Prix of his career. Max Verstappen has just passed him for the lead, but if Gasly can stick with him and stick within a second, then he may well have a chance. Right, we are going to go a little bit more aggressive with Hulkenberg to try and fend off the threat from Charles Leclerc. Let's have a look at tyres. Leclerc on mediums, Perez on softs, Russell on softs. What's the gap? 3.3 now. We've got 5 laps to go in this race. When it gets to 3 laps, we'll hop on board once again with Nico Hulkenberg, as long as Charles Leclerc doesn't get near us by then. So, lap 50 of 53, Max Verstappen leads. Pierre Gasly is second. Nico Hulkenberg in third. Can we get Nico Hulkenberg's first ever podium with this one-stop strategy, which was helped by his teammate Sebastian Vettel's crash? Here we go. We are going to run on board with Nico for these 3 laps. So here we go then. Perez 1.3 behind.
Be 3 to go.
We're going to wait until Perez is in the DRS range. Well, Perez may well catch us here. Perez may well spoil our day, because Perez is on brand new soft tyres and we are on very old worn hards. Right. We're going to put it into defend. That's whether we attack. Go on then, let's attack out there now.
We can push again now.
Yep.
We'll give it everything we can. It might cause a lock-up, it might cause heartbreak. But if it keeps us in front of Perez from now until the end of the race, those nerves are worth it. Perez right behind, hasn't got DRS just yet. So we need to use it on the straight coming up, and then on the final lap of the race as well. So here goes Hulkenberg. He's going to be defending
2
here,
laps to go.
but there goes Perez. Perez is through. Nothing we could do about that. So I don't think Hulkenberg is going to manage it. We will go deploy. Somebody's crashed on track. I don't know who.
It's a crash!
Sonoda apparently again has crashed. And somebody's ran wide. Now, can Hulkenberg stay with Sergio Perez? Somebody's locked up as well, goodness
Energy if you
me.
need it.
Yeah, copy that.
I mean, we're within a second, but I don't think we're going to be able to stay within a second. That's the issue. We need to get within a second by the DRS detection. We're not far off. As Max Verstappen goes on to his final lap. Come on, Nico. Is he in it? No, 1.5 now. Well, what a shame. What a shame. So unless there's a mistake from a competitor ahead, this is going to be another 4th place for Nico Hulkenberg. Somebody's ran wide. I don't think it was Verstappen or Gasly, though.
They've gone wide!
It was Yuki Tsunoda again. What an awful race he's had. But Nico Hulkenberg is going to get a big bank of points. 12 of them to be precise. As long as he can keep it on the track and not do a Yuki Tsunoda. And certainly don't do a Sebastian Vettel into this corner, please. We're going to go standard.
Yeah, take it easy.
Copy.
There's no point really trying to push on Perez because we're not going to get there. Leclerc, I think, is too far behind. But Sergio Perez, what a race for him. Started at the back, had an incident on lap 1, of course. Pitted for the hard tyres, took them to within about 6 laps of the end of the race, and has then came back at everybody on those soft tyres and is going to get a podium out of it, which is brilliant. But Max Verstappen once again wins here in Japan. Pierre Gasly finishes a brilliant 2nd, and Sergio Perez is going to come across the line and finish 3rd. But Nico Hulkenberg, what a performance today from you, sir. You have finished P4, 12 points in the bag, and that is simply fantastic. And imagine if we had Vettel in there as well. Vettel could have easily been where Hulkenberg is right now, but a crash for him brought about an opportunity for Nico Hulkenberg, and that is what we're talking about. You know, that is brilliant racing from him. He was good on the tyres in that final stint. Didn't make a single mistake other than that little run wide when he was pushing to try and stay ahead of Pierre Gasly at the time. I mean, we expected Gasly to come in. Had Gasly come in, you know, we would have finished on the podium today, and that's the way we need to think about it. It was an absolutely brilliant performance from Nico, and incredibly proud of him. You know, 12 points in the bag. It is going to be pretty much confirmed 7th place for us in the constructors. Nice to see McLaren get double points today. Alpine doing okay as well. Our target Fernando Alonso in 8th, again scoring points for them. And overall, a rather swell job. Very, very good.
What an incredible outcome for Aston Martin's driver. Today, Aston Martin demonstrated that they can go very far indeed.
Yes, there's definitely cause for celebration here. This team can take anything that's thrown at them and come through even stronger.
After the race, they sit in 7th place in the constructor standings.
Coming up next, we'll be crossing the pond all the way to Texas for the twists and turns of the United States Grand Prix.
Very, very good. Very, very good. Love that. Love that. Max Verstappen finishes the race in 1st position. He is going to be very close to sealing his 2nd Drivers' World Championship. Pierre Gasly finishes 2nd ahead of Sergio Perez in 3rd. Nico Hulkenberg finishes a brilliant 4th, as we say. Charles Leclerc finishes 5th with Sainz in 6th. Russell finishes 7th with Alonso 8th, Norris 9th, and Daniel Ricciardo rounding out the top 10. Sebastian Vettel, the only retiree. Into the Drivers' Championship then. Verstappen is now, 81 points ahead in the Drivers' Championship. That's his 11th victory of the season. 13 podiums, 6 fastest laps, and 10 pole positions. Awesome from him. Charles Leclerc, 5 wins and 10 podiums, but he's back in 2nd now. Sainz in 3rd on 274. Sergio Perez in 4th, a long, long way back. Then it goes Hamilton and Russell, and I'm delighted to say it's now Vettel and Hulkenberg in 11th and 12th. So we're ahead of both Haas drivers with both of our guys, and we are now on 44 points for this season. And, you know, with our recent form, recent look, we've now catapulted ourselves into a battle for 6th with Alfa Romeo. I don't think we're going to double our points tally between now and the end of the year to overcome AlphaTauri, but we do have a chance of getting 6th. It all really depends on how much Alfa Romeo have developed. Apologies about that, I was about to sneeze. Anyway, Sebastian Vettel, not a good weekend for him. Nico Hulkenberg hopefully gets himself a development point, and he does. And Drugovich, is he going to get one as well? No, he's not. Apparently not. Right, let's continue on then. So, we didn't get our performance guarantee for Sebastian Vettel. That's a shame. But everything else we did get, and that's really, really nice. So we've now got 3.7 million in profit from this weekend. From that, which is really good. Construction complete of the memorabilia room, just in time for our wonderful performances so far in this second half of the season. Now, I'd love to have a little look at Sebastian Vettel's car right now and see what on earth has happened to it. Can we see? Contract expiring? He's on low morale as well. But yeah, I assume his car's been fixed up, but yeah, he's got low morale. I mean, we've not seen. I don't think we've seen low morale. Maybe we have. But anyway, Sebastian Vettel, I think we'll be leaving at the end of the year. Too many of those little mistakes, unfortunately. Drugovich did get a development point, which is nice, so we'll add that on to him. And Nico Hulkenberg, we are, of course, pushing up his braking ability. But I'm really excited. Once we get that statistic up, Hulkenberg is going to be a beast on this game. If we can, you know, get those... that and that up to 75. The other ones should take care of themselves for him to be in the 80s, which will be fantastic. And we know how good he has been in the races. We just need to get him good in qualifying. So, you know, I'm willing to develop him, give him a chance again next year. We've got 4 races left this season: the USA, Mexico, Sao Paulo, and of course the Yas Marina circuit for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Have we got any more development points? It doesn't look like it. But that was a truly awesome race. It really was. And I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a like down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.